My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. I'll make an extravagant claim. I can turn any bore into an entertainer provided he follows my advice. Now let me give you a practical example. All bores tell long stories, so I'll give an example of how a bore can enliven his life story. I had gone to Calcutta. I had to get the train station, and then I looked around for a taxi, and then I found that I couldn't get a taxi, so I looked for an auto. Oh! And then I was still auto also wasn't there. Finally, I did get a taxi, but after a little while, the taxi didn't start. And then what happened? I looked for an auto, etc. And then I got into a tea shop because I had enough time. And then while I was doing this, then my train was a long time off, so that was all right. That was all right. And then the train, I reached the station also. There was a lot of time, and then I got into the train and I started talking to a fellow Bengali there, and his name was Ghosh. And he told me about his life, etc., etc. I told him about his life, and and while I was telling him, a coolie passed by, and a coolie said, "You want anything?" I said, "Can you get me an ice cream?" So he said, "Okay, okay, yes." And this meow, and so it kept going. So it was quite interesting. That ghost fellow was quite interesting. I had gone to Calcutta actually to look up an aunt of mine who was dying. She didn't die, but her husband died. So it went like this. Yeah, it went like this. Yeah, and then the husband died. Then I had to go to the funeral. Then I kept funeral was very boring. Hot flames and all that, and it was very this thing. It was very but what to do, etc., etc. So I finally I came back to Delhi, and same airport, a lot of people and all that. A lot of people, here, there, waiting for your belt to come, the suitcase, then you lift the suitcase, then you wait for a taxi. So it was very, very this thing. Meow, pow, pow. So all this happened, etc. And then it's wonderful. And then finally I reached home, and actually everything had got fixed. So I was very happy, and my wife had made pakoras, so I was very, very, very happy, very happy. So I just I said, this is very good being back in Delhi. Here I come to the point. If boards were to do all these things unpredictable, they would become a hit among their friends, because the friends would wonder, why the hell is he barking? And now how the boar should do it. He should say, he should hide and bark. Are you imagining things, etc.? So then they said, then you were doing this. So he said, no, it's all your imagination. Hey, I didn't tell her do all of this. Yeah, what the hell is wrong with you? Have I ever behaved like that? No, nor will I. What the hell? Now the friends will be fascinated by this boy. They will want him to tell more stories, so that he does more unpredictable things. So they will look forward to his stories, and they'll urge him to tell me. But if you're cooking up entertaining ways of telling a boring story, then you'll have an endless repertoire. You can do anything. You can do like this. While you're telling the story, you can join two index fingers, and this will be fun for those guys. Yeah. And so many of them would be wondering, if you've gone insane, if you keep a deadpan expression, etc. And there's nothing more entertaining among a group of friends than to see a friend go insane in front of their eyes. It would be the most interesting, fascinating thing that's happened to among all those people. And they will actually, and if you deadpan it throughout, etc., etc., you'll become a hit. Yeah. From a bore, you'll become a hit, and people will dissolve into laughter, and you pretend like it has never happened. Now, this will make you life and soul of the party. Everybody will look forward to your boring stories because your boring stories will be more exciting than anything you've done in your life. But the trouble with the bore is he has no confidence. If he has to, if you tell him to, bark in the middle of a boring story, he won't bark because he'll think that'll bore people. He won't realize that that'll thrill people, the listeners, their boring friend barking. So, but these fellows, they lack confidence to do all this. This is not very difficult. They are doing this while you're telling a story in the deadpan. This thing, it's no big deal. Anybody can do it. Yeah, anybody, and these boards should do that. They should try something different because everybody's. What happens to these boards? If a bore is boring a fellow over too long, the chap who's getting bored, he'll tell him, "Hey, there's a pigeon behind you. There's a pigeon." Pigeon the boar will turn around. There's no pigeon, and in front there's no friend. So then boar will get very puzzled. Boars are always puzzled. He'll say, "Where the hell is the pigeon and where is the hell is my friend? I wanted to tell him this exciting story and the fellow pigeon's also gone. And this, I can't even tell the story to the pigeon." Even he would have liked it. He would have done in approval if I had told him this story of mine. So, boards should do all this. They should try something new in there. Otherwise, you'll just run away. People. I want to help boards. Because from what I see around me, 8 out of 10 people are very boring, and they tell all boards tell, so they can enliven their boring stories by the steps I've just outlined. But they've got to have the confidence and they have to practice a little. I mean, barking and all, wow, 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 wow. It has to be this thing. And they can, bark like an Alsatian or like some other, this thing, those poodles or something. Meow, meow. You can. But you got to work hard. Bill Gates worked hard, yeah. So can't you? Why can't the boar work hard on meowing like a cat and barking like a dog? What the hell, yeah? They should put in some bloody work instead of boring the bloody world around them. Well, friends, it's time for me to go. Bloody hell, I thought my fame would spread farther. My pen is always ready to sign autographs, but I'm never mobbed by anybody, yeah? This world has treated me very unkindly, and I'm feeling extremely bitter. And on this bitter note, I'll bid you farewell and see you later, alligator.